Hello and welcome back to the 10th Pint Podcast. We're here with me, Lucas Normal, and Beefham.
You alright, lads?
And today we have a very special guest, Elliot Richards. How are we, mate?
Cheers, mate. Yeah, great, perfect. Yourselves?
Yeah, great, thanks. Yeah, thanks for coming on. So,
no problem.
do you want to explain who you are first?
Yeah, just an average, normal guy, really. I've known Luke for a while. I used to went to primary school with Luke, but we played football together. Holy Name. And then I went to Archie's, he went to Mary Quarter, isn't it? Yeah. Basically, I was playing football since a kid, obviously, like most lads. Fortunate enough to get picked up by Everton. Bit of a funny story to tell you later on in the episode, but at first I got recognised when I was 7, but then I signed when I was like 9, so under 10s. So I went right through the system until second year scholar, and then the big decisions come out then.
Yeah.
Which everyone knows you either make it or you don't type. Not make it, but next level type of thing. And obviously I'm unlucky enough, not good enough to go to that next level. So that's really what we're on about to talk about really today, innit? So
we'll take it back to the start then. Like, I think we played in the same game when you got picked up.
Well, I was
at De La Salle.
On the way down, yeah.
Do you want to know what he said about this the other day?
Go on.
He was saying before we got you on, he went saying, oh, in that game, I thought they were coming over to get me because I scored from the halfway line.
I genuinely scored.
Can't remember it.
Cleared.
Yeah, I think it's worth me, like.
It's a long time ago, lad, that's why you can't remember it.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, it was De La Salle, yeah. It was like afternoon when I remember my dad coming down. He rode to work and rode back. Yeah. And on his way back from work, yeah, he come in and I don't think we didn't do well, did we? I remember.
Nah. Do you remember when we got a little Holy Name show here, innit? But remember when we got to Finch Farm, got beaten in the final?
Finch Farm on the AstroTurf, yeah. Jesus, that bobbly AstroTurf, yeah.
What score did you get beat?
I'm sure we got beat 4-3 against Leicester Drive.
Some memory.
It's vivid, lad. It's a highlight of my football career, to be fair. So yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, going down there, Finch Farm, little day out, weren't it? But
yeah, so taking it back to you to start. Like, what happens when? Because most people have never been picked up by an academy. What actually happens when does a scout come over to you, or does he go over to your family, or like how was that arranged then?
Yeah. So when it first happened, I think I was 7, to be honest, and it was similar, Holy Name, but it was a tournament at Walton Park, behind the stand on the women's pitch.
Yeah.
I think it was like on them samba goals there, and I don't know if it was Mr. Moyes got first drafted by it. And
Mr. Moyes?
Yeah,
not David Moyes.
No. Mr. Moyes for was that his name?
Mr. Morris.
Mr. Morris.
Yeah.
Mr. Moyes. Yeah. Mr. Morris, and I think he got drafted off one of the scouts.
Yeah.
And then I think he told me dad. And it was organised to go down. Obviously, I never had the phone. I went and saw, and it was basically come down, and it was like, I think it was Development Day. It's called. Saying it, all the lads who get recognised will go down Development Day. I think it was like an hour on a Thursday night, and that was when I was 7. Before that happens, all the lads are sitting in the changing rooms. So there might have been 10, 15 of us, and I remember it clear. So we were all sitting there, obviously nervous as anything. I was thinking, what's going to go on here on the AstroTurf? I think it was just games that day anyway. And I went to the toilet when everyone started marching out.
Yeah.
So I went to the toilet and I've locked the door. Yeah. This when I was 7, it was my first time at Everton, really. I've locked the door. It's on my business. Whatever. And I turned round. The door's locked. Honest to God, locked.
Can't get out.
I can't get out, so I'm like, whoa, my head's chocker already. Yeah. I couldn't get out. I ended up, like, I don't know if you've been to change rooms, Finch Farm's like open. It's in the corner and it's like brick and it's open over the top. So I had to climb over the top onto, like, where the flusher is. Yeah. This is 7, like, on trial. It's Development Day. And this is already, I'm obviously a quiet kid, this has already put me down. So I went over, I've crumbled, and like, no one's in the changes, all the lads are outside.
Yeah.
And so I've gone out.
Where you were?
Well, no, because there was so many of us, and it weren't like the academy coaches doing it, it was the scouts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And new faces, they're not like they know us by name. All the most would be had was how many lads are there? 15, the head count.
How long were you locked in there for?
A number of minutes, that, because I was trying to do the lock, but the locks are always dodgy there, aren't they? So just
Ken Wright's fault, though.
Yeah,
dodgy locks.
That's the money again, man. So I climbed over, went out, and obviously my dad's there watching. I can't actually remember if I participated in the training session or not, but I went up to my dad and blah de blah. I think I did train in the development squad that day, and it was just like matches, and then quick fire matches being teams, and then you play against other teams, bibs who were also lads on the development side, and I went up to my dad type of thing. I just started like worrying to him. I was like, oh dad, what happened there? You know, my footy obviously was reflecting on what happened in the changing room being 7.
Yeah.
And my dad knew, the scout at the time was like, Lavo we called him, he's still at Everton now. Boss Lavo anyway. My dad ended up saying to him, listen, he's not ready. Obviously, being worried by getting locked in the toilet says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But he's not ready. More than welcome to keep an eye on him, but I think he's a little bit too young at the moment. Obviously nowadays, some parents argue they get picked up 4 or 5, 6, don't they? At that age, and it's not right.
Would you argue that's too young?
Well, if you like football and you can play it at a good level, no, because it's all about enjoyment. Yeah. But maybe if you're pushing them, you know, some parents push the kids, don't they, to come on and this, that and the other, but you're a kid. Yeah. You're enjoying it, you're still playing out, you know what I mean? Nowadays, playing games and stuff, but you don't know at that age that if I start now, maybe, Anyway, so my dad basically said to Lavo that he don't think he's ready type of thing. Keep an eye on him, and that's what happened. So, going back to the tournament we were on about, LSL, where you reckon you scored a worldie. Not sure. Anyway, we were playing, and that's when I got picked up again. And at that age, it was under 10s. And so, obviously, I think I was 9 because I'm July born. Yeah. So, I went back down there, and I've only done 1 session with the development at the time because you spend like 6 weeks, I think it is, or 4 to 6 weeks, like in that before you jump to the under 10 Everton team where you go on side with them. But I remember doing 1 session with the development team, and I went straight in to the under 10 Everton team, and we trained in the indoor astroturf. I remember some of the players that session. I remember it vividly because we were just bouncing the ball off the wall. Yeah. For like 20 to half an hour, just practicing passing. I was like, is this all we're doing? You know what I mean? Obviously, that's what the best do, innit? Just practice and practice. I was like, I can't wait to play games, stuff like this. And after that session or 2, it was my mum, because my dad was working late. And I'm not too sure who pulled my mum in and myself in and basically saying, do you sign to me? Yeah. And it was like, it happened dead fast, you know what I mean?
Did you not expect it to happen?
I didn't know, because I thought, like, you do your trial for 4 to 6 weeks with the development squad, and then you do a similar amount of time with the squad itself, you know what I mean? The proper lads who were signed on. And it happened dead fast. It was like 1 or 2 sessions. And obviously my dad weren't there and he was on late, but you had to obviously sign a form because you were signing. Yeah. So obviously we got there in the room together, and my mum's there, and no dad to be seen. Obviously my dad's working late. I don't know if my mum tried to ring me dad or whatever, but obviously I was signed. Obviously I weren't never going to say no. Obviously big Everton fan, stuff like that.
Do you know when you sign that contract, is there any like agreements on there? Like, can you still play for your school or still like play for another Sunday League side or anything like that?
Yeah, I think there's not at that age, no. Yeah. Of course, you're in school until what? 15, is it? What is it? 16? Yeah. 15, innit? And I remember there was a time where they wouldn't really like you playing for... I was at Archbishop Beck, and they wouldn't really like me playing there, but, I did play sometimes. And it was Liverpool schoolboys as well, didn't think they liked that. There was a few lads who played for them, and they didn't really like that. Like, Dylan Fletcher played, I don't know if you know him. Yeah. And he was through the system Everton, went to Liverpool. And he didn't really like us playing there. Obviously, getting older, 13, 14. They obviously didn't want your injuries, even younger, 11, 12, injuries start occurring, muscles and stuff. Yeah. And it's quite physical, innit? The Liverpool schoolboys, you're playing against counties, and all the parents are riled up for it, the kids are riled up for it. Yeah. And there's risk of getting injured for them while you're, at an academy type of thing. So there is no terms and agreements. It's more on yourself and what the coach is saying, what your parents think you should, or obviously more football the better, isn't it? But you want to really look after yourself, don't you?
What were you thinking though, like when you've signed? Obviously you said you're an Everton fan, but like most of the other like lads that have signed, did they not support Everton or?
Yeah, at the time, I don't really remember that many of the lads. I think there was one lad, Bobby Thomas, I don't even know him. He was a blue nose, he supported Everton. The rest were out of towners. Yeah.
So I think that means more pressure on you then, just even from people around you and stuff as well, like.
In terms of what, like friends and family?
Family, like everyone supports Everton or Liverpool, obviously, but...
Well, of course, it's always a good thing, isn't it? When you... Like, there was an opportunity to, like, a trial at Liverpool, which I just didn't even think about twice. Yeah. But I don't know why. I didn't think of a footballing career then. I support Everton, I love Everton. Yeah. Going to a game with my dad since I was young. Yeah. and obviously Everton. That
Yeah,
was me.
I think it'd be a no-brainer
But
for us.
yeah.
I was younger, so I didn't really think, wow, you know what I mean? I was just like, yeah, happy days. It's good at sports, Everton.
Yeah.
I like football. Let's keep going, type of thing.
So, were you a defender then, was you?
Yeah, because I was a defender, yeah, but I was a right back of growing older or centre half. I like centre half better, but
Was you always one as like a kid as a 7-year-old and that?
yeah, I was for Sunday League. Saturday League was St George's. I was always playing at the back with Brogan.
Huh.
And Sunday League was the same for the Blue Anchor, which was by ours, you know what I mean? But then for the school, I think I played a bit more forward, didn't
You
I?
used to play up front, midfield, wherever you could
Yeah,
fit,
yeah. Didn't have a clue, just... yeah, because, you know, some players have the technical ability to back foot and turn and drive up players. I just used to like block a tackle.
I used to do all that work on the school teams. And
Yeah, well, Luke says he scores worldies and turns on his back foot, but
I used to be a centre half, me, when I was like young guy, packed it when I was about 11 because I just had no pace and I was shite. But when I was younger, because I have a huge head, used to be like a magnet to the ball.
Just head it, yeah. It's like Harry Maguire, lad.
Yeah.
Just head it, and that's it.
Oh, honestly, I've been told many times I look like Harry Maguire.
yeah,
You know,
people say you look like him, yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of a like.
Bit of a myth.
It's not really a compliment, is it? I'm not going to agree
It's
with it,
not,
am
to be
I?
fair, like.
You know what I mean? Just a huge snout in it, lads.
Nah. But yeah, I was centre half. But I like playing there because I like seeing the game in front of me, and you know, it's only the keeper behind you who can really control you, and then you're controlling the rest of the lads if you're vocal.
Yeah.
And I defended well. Like that's how I reckon I got so far in terms of playing football until I was 17 at a decent level.
Do you remember your first game? Was it like for Everton?
I was talking to Skull on the way up there, and I think my first proper game signed on. I'm not too sure. I think it was, yeah. I was sure it was Man United. It was on the small pitch. And you know what? I think I started on the bench. Shocked, like when I was younger, because I weren't the best. And obviously some of the lads had been here when he was 6.
Yeah.
So I was like fresh into it. I don't remember the game itself, as in like playing and how many touches I got and what score it was. Just remember one moment, I think the ball, like at Finch Farm, it's lower and you go up to an embankment where the parents watch. I don't know if you've ever been.
I've been. Yeah.
The show pitch there when you drive in on your left is where like the 18 league games are and the 23 sometimes. But then you go round and down, it's like the younger ages, 16s, 14, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pitches are smaller, goals are smaller. So I think we were on the 10s pitch. And it was raining that day, I remember that. And the balls went up to the embankment. And obviously we all knew all the parents standing together. My dad's gone down. He's going to kick the ball and he's went right on his ass. His first game, you know what I mean? And obviously the parents like, oh, who's that? My dad's just done like the crucifix on the embankment. I always remember it, the crucifix. He was like Jesus on the cross, just like that line. I looked at the floor. I don't know whether I was on the pitch that day or on the bench. At the time, I was just looking out, laughing my head. I was thinking, oh, there we go. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's the first game I remember, and the rest was just going through there, really, yeah.
Do you know regarding like nutrition and that? Did they give you did they give you a diet plan at a certain age or anything like that?
Nah, not really at that age, no. It was obviously, love the Mackie, still doing myself. However, it's obviously down to you and your parents, to, you know what I mean? Because you're still in school, you can't really, you know, the chicken curry in school, you know, the classic, and, you know, not really, it's down to yourself. As you got older, into like when you're playing night games for Everton coming from school, the way Deacon school, and you're coming in, and then you have a pre-match. Obviously, it's good food they're giving you, and then after the game you get changed, and then there'd be like a little either a protein powder, and you can fill it up with milk or water in the canteen, or like flapjacks and stuff like that. So it started to get increased into your game and into your life at that age. But
when you're younger, the heaviest scran at Finch Farm?
I missed that the most, really, to be honest with you. Well, when you were a scholar, so based on like a full-time thingy, going to college, I was 16 and it was like, you go in for breakfast, to be your day. I think it was 8:30 breakfast. Is that right, school? 8:30. And you'd go up, you'd have to be there for 8:30. And it was like poached eggs, beans, and then if you were cheeky enough, you can ask them to scramble it or make it an omelette. I remember Cody, one of the lads, used to ask for an omelette every day. The chef weren't happy, like, but because they were all out ready, or the poached eggs were boiling ready for you to come out, beans. So the brekkie was sound. You could have, you could have a Nutella, like, but obviously the coaches keep an eye on it while you're having there at that age, 16, you know. But then the lunch, all the meats were there, all your veg were there. Like, you'd have a soup, you sit down, you go up. It's like you go to like a Chinese banquet thing, But it was well better now, of course. Like, great food, and then you bowl of fruit, and then you'd have your protein stuff and Boston. Amazing food.
Do you see much of like the first team and that about?
Yeah, obviously we used to share the gym with them because there was only one gym at Finch Farm. Big gym, boss gym. You see them floating around the place, of course. You've got the academy side, and then the gym's in the middle. So obviously we're both linking in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously when I was younger, I was stargazed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
First player I seen, I think it was like Rodwell. And me and Dylan Fletcher got a picture outside. He had Audi TT. I remember that, like, back in the day, boss cars, obviously still are now. But I remember outside there's Audi TT, and you're like, I got a picture. So you do see them.
Yeah.
And you're like, you see them, like, you know, when they're doing X's or they're doing whatever, doing like coaching badges or whatever, you still see them. And it's great being around them, you know what I mean? It's the nice ones to say hello. The foreign ones keep their heads on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was good. As you're getting older, you're around them a bit more. You know, when you're a scholar, sometimes some of the lads used to go up and train. At one time, it was international, you know, when like the players who aren't international at the time, Wayne Rooney was at Everton at the time.
Yeah.
He was no longer at England international. He's obviously hung his boots up, whatever. So he was there, but because he never had as many players, we had like a 60-minute in-house game, they call it. Because obviously there's no Premier League games, and obviously the internationals are away training, aren't they? Playing the matches. So obviously the lads who were at home are still obviously trying to keep fit, play match football, stuff like that. So we had an in-house game. And I did, I trained with them once. It was a good experience. I only ever done it once. So obviously it was a 60-minute game. The lad, Michael Collins, was playing centre-half next to me. Joe Robles.
Yeah.
He was behind me in goal. But he used to just whistle, you know, like... But that was to get right, left, get up, I don't know. Just
You don't
whistle,
give no instruction. You just whistle.
No.
Yeah.
Mad, yeah. So I don't know if he's done that in the 13 games. Don't remember. Can't remember. But he used to just...
You weren't great, like.
He weren't great. I mean, that game, I think it was 0-0 or 1-1. And they had the likes of like Rooney playing. Michael Keane played, I think. Who else played?
Did you play against Rooney then?
Yeah, so
in that game?
In that game, Rooney, yeah.
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 What was he like?
Good player, boss, that Naghy. You could tell his standards were so high because,
Yeah.
you know, if someone gave the ball away on his team,
Yeah.
whether that was a 23 player, you know, like, because we were under 18s at the time, a 23s player give the ball away, be right on the case.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know you've got encouragement, this, that and the other, but
Yeah.
he'd be the first to let you know, like, come on, you know what I mean?
Do you think that's why he's like sort of proving himself as a good manager then? Could you see that then?
Yeah, obviously that's in his game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Should be in everyone's game, really, the focal point. But he was right on your back, which is obviously a good thing. Some players don't like that, do they? Some players don't like getting told what to do and let me play my old game and that. But I remember that game, Rooney was like, he come off like sulking, you know what I mean? Like expecting to batter us type of thing. It was only a training game.
See, I can imagine.
Training game.
I can imagine with Rooney, no matter what, like even he's playing five-a-side. Did you watch the documentary on him?
Yeah,
and like he was like, I reckon he'd be fuming me, even if he lost like FIFA at home or something.
That's the type of character he comes across, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
An animal,
so
innit?
high, just like angry as, and you've seen some of the challenges and goals over it. Remember
the John Terry one? Have you seen that challenge?
Nah, most probably that.
Where he actually injures himself, doesn't he?
Does he?
Yeah, if I had a word from over it, didn't he? Over his comments, he like wore like bigger studs
the
to intensity.
Yeah, like rugby studs that.
Yeah.
But even the goal, when he's having a go with the referee and he turns around, scores a volley or a half volley, you've seen that one.
Against Newcastle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One minute he's behind the ref's neck like that, next minute he's, you know, on top of cloud nine, scoring a worldie, that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But that was a great experience, that, you know what I mean? Just warming up. And was it Allardyce? Sammy Lee was the manager then. Allardyce and then Sammy Lee. Yeah, that was the... I only got
Shakespeare there as well.
He was there, yeah. I only got one picture, and he weren't a first team player in there, you know, because he was that Tony who takes the Everton pictures. You see him on the pitch, he was taking pictures. And I was gutted like Rooney weren't in and all that, because I would have been made up with that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great experience. We wore the training shorts, socks, and then the Everton home top, and then the other side wore the away top.
Yeah.
That's how it went. Yeah, it was good. Like, so you see the players around the place a lot.
Yeah.
It helps you.
And moving forward, like when obviously you mentioned when you were in school, like going back now, when did it start becoming like serious? Like, did you think you were going to be a professional footballer as soon as you joined Everton?
That's it. Obviously, that was the goal, but at the time, I didn't really have... Obviously, the mentality was always positive and the attitude was always positive, but I didn't think... The end goal was to do that because you're playing football day in, day out.
Yeah, of course.
And you're doing everything to work towards that goal, but I didn't think pro, you know what I mean? I never got a pro deal anywhere, you know what I mean? I only got to scholarship level, which is like obviously a full-time model, but I didn't really... Maybe getting older and 15, 16... obviously my last year was obviously under 18 when I was 17.
Yeah.
But when I was 14, 15, 16, I did start to think like, I've come a long way since 9, under 10s to under 15s, where then you get another deal, and you know what I mean? Because it worked as like 1 year deals, not deals, like contracts where you're there for a year, and then that year it'd fly by, and then next minute your mum and dad are going in, whether you're getting, and then they'd ring me, oh yeah, you're there for another year.
Yeah.
And then it'd go to 2 years then.
When did it become like 2 years?
I think it was under 12s, that right, school? Under 12s to 14s. Under 12s to 14s, you get 2 years. And then 14s to 16s, 2 years.
Yeah.
And then obviously 16s full time then. 16 to 18s, 2 years. But some of the lads, I think, got 2 years and a 1 year pro.
Yeah.
And that's obviously where it got serious, yeah. So 1 year to 2 years, yeah.
So do you know, building up to them weeks, even at like a young age for that contract, is it like sleepless nights for like the weeks before and that?
I was worried, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I used to try and keep myself occupied as I remember going out with one of the neighbours, Matty, and his Linda and Tony.
Yeah,
They took me
yeah.
out for some food, and my mum and dad went to Finch Farm because I think it was a little bit too harsh to take a young like player in to get let down.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
To get told, no, you know, you're not here no more. So I had your mum and dad break it to you, but obviously I got a call when I was out for this meal with them, and they were like, yeah, you know what I mean? It was good news for another year, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, until it was a scholarship level, really, you were in the room and you're getting told yourself, because you're now you're on a full-time model. Your mum and dad are there, but you're an adult sort of thing, you know, you're in an adult environment, you're around professional footballers, it's you now type of thing, you know what I mean? But yeah, worrying, because have I done enough to get another year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have I done enough to do this, to do that? Did he want me here? You know what I mean? I weren't playing. I'm on the bench, wouldn't get in the squad sometimes. How have I scraped another year, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, worrying.
Did you like question yourself a lot then? Like leading up to that, do you question whether you're good enough?
Yeah,
Even when you're
yeah.
playing though, were you thinking the night before, like, I'm playing against so and so tomorrow? Like, am I good enough?
I
'Cause
question
there's hype
myself.
about some kids, isn't there? You hear as
Yeah,
kids' names
you
when
would.
13, 14.
Yeah, definitely. When you were younger, we played Manchester City, and there was a lad called Bobby Duncan. Don't know if you heard of him.
Is
Yeah.
he at Fiorentina now?
I think
At
he's back home.
Derby's
He's
or
at
something
Derby.
now,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're
Oh, is
right.
he?
Yeah, but he was like a big thing. You know what I mean? Like he was gonna be. I think he's Gerrard's cousin, second cousin, something like that. And I was centre back at the time. When I was younger, I didn't really play against him because I weren't really getting in the squad. I weren't playing. Used to be a coach. Used to weren't allowed so many on the bench. Apparently, so many on the bench, and you're not involved tomorrow. And that happened quite a lot, really. And so that's why I thought, how did I get so far? But then I started playing, and it's obviously facing Bobby Duncan. And he was the boss number 9 who could score with both feet. You see some of his clips on Twitter, but he was I wouldn't think I ain't good enough, no. Because I think I'm at this level, same level as him. He's just at Manchester City, I'm at Everton. You know, we're fighting for the same thing, really.
Yeah.
I didn't really think like that, no. I thought to myself, when I was younger, I'm scraping another year here. But as I got older and started playing, I thought, they must see something at least. Whether that's a good defender, a good talker, or a good captain, or I don't know.
But
Who
what
would
do
you
you
say
think?
the
Go on,
best
sorry.
player you played against was?
There's a number of players now who are against. Obviously, I'm a big blue, bitter blue. Curtis Jones is unbelievable, I think. Just on the ball. Just superb on the ball. I remember one game, I think Tom over there, he would have played in it. I think he was a lad called Steve Duke McKenna in our team. He's doing very well now himself. I think he's at QPR. He's been on loan at Torquay this season.
Yeah.
But he played that game that we were in. And I think our manager, Tatey at the time, just told him to mark Curtis Jones. So I think Curtis Jones was playing 10 just in front of us. So obviously our CDM would have been marking him. But Steve Duke was following him when Curtis Jones was dropping all the way to number 6 and getting the ball, dropping to centre half. You know, we won that game, and obviously it worked because we stopped their best player. He was unbelievable. There's numerous other players as well. Obviously Mason Greenwood.
Yeah.
Superb player, you know what I mean? Proved that himself, and he let himself down, little naughty boy and all that.
Yeah.
However, great player on the pitch, and he obviously first team, Old Trafford, how many goals he scored. Played over Rashford sometimes, and he says it all. Conor Gallagher as well, he played. We didn't really play the South teams a lot because until we met in cups type of thing.
Yeah.
I think we met in a cup, and Conor Gallagher played, and Billy Gilmore. Obviously, you're both familiar with both of them. you could tell that he had something, and he sort of ran games, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Very vocal. Conor Gallagher was the captain at the time. He was a great player. Brandon Williams, he played as well, left back.
Yeah.
At the time, we're talking on the way up. I honestly didn't think he'd be where he is now. Fair play to him. He's obviously he's become an athlete, and he's always had, obviously playing left back for Man United at under 18 level. That's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's obviously gripped it with both hands and excelled. And
is there any other players which like haven't been like which weren't very good and then they've went on to like go to like football league level?
That's a tough question, you know what I mean? Because put me right on the spot, really. But in terms of because obviously you can always tell which ones are going to be good enough for the leagues, at least, whether that's Premier League or League 2.
How young can you tell that though? Are you talking like 10, 11 or 15?
No, there's always these great kids when you're that young, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
But majority of the time they sort of fall off the ladder, you know what I mean? Not as in stop playing, but they were great at that age, miles above everyone else, whether that's athletically, ability-wise. But in terms, people are catching them up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So some lads will get bigger and stronger and just start catching up to players, and you can find them out then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ability-wise, same, because you're getting better by the day. But he was boss when we were kids and we weren't that good, if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's crazy because they're always the good players, you can tell, you know what I mean? Like, Anthony Gordon, he came in, he was a great player, and he's under 18s league, 16, 17, 18. He was scoring every week, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Week in, week out, I think he was top scorer or something. Especially, the picture I sent you before, his name's on it.
I think he got like 16 or something like that, didn't he?
16 goals,
yeah.
He was scoring, like, not just tap-ins and that, he was like a 10 winger, he was cutting in, he was curling top corners and that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could tell.
Do you think any kids like fall out of love with the game because they start so young? You think you can become almost bored of it, in a sense?
I suppose it depends on your own mentality, doesn't it? Because when you're young like that, you're playing it because you like football, and you used to play outside your house, playing with the lads on the street, playing football, and then it gets to a level where it's serious, but you're still young, aren't you? But then some kids are playing it all the way up till 16, 17, maybe 15, and they're thinking, I'm bored of it. But I didn't really come across a lad who's got bored of it, really.
Yeah.
I know lads who stop like that. You're thinking, why? Because if you were there at that level, you'd obviously got something at least. Haven't you? But obviously, if you're trying and you're not good enough, it sort of simmers out. You know what I mean? But I don't think you can get bored of it, really, no.
I reckon Temptations must be hard, though, for like kids who like 14 onwards with like drinking and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, it's a big sacrifice that most lads who play football do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So all the lads who are in the system, from kids all the way up, you look at John Joe and Tom Davis, how many sacrifices have they had to make?
Yeah.
They haven't been going to the parties or, the leaving dues, the schools. Someone's 18th, someone's 16th. They're having parties even younger nowadays, aren't they? All these, they can go, but they have to get home early because they've got footballs tomorrow. Some of these kids are out all night, aren't they? You see it yourselves, but big sacrifices. But at that, when I was there, I didn't really miss that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what are you missing on, really?
You had to move school though and everything, didn't you?
It's a big sacrifice as in moving school, because obviously you're with your mates and you'll have a laugh in school, don't you?
Yeah.
You learn to an extent, are you? But if you look back at school, it was all about like having a laugh and making memories, weren't it?
Yeah. And
when we signed a 2-year deal, I think part of it was having year 10 and year 11 in Wade Deacon. That was a school in Widnes, not far from Finch Farm. Liverpool Academy used Rainhill. I don't know if you're familiar with that. They were same type of model. I think Manchester City used like St Eddie's or something. I don't know. Some like decent school near their ways, which is close to the facility, academy facility. And I think the reason for that is because it's getting a little bit more serious, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And so you can go out and train in the afternoon. Because we used to have our lunch. I don't know if it was after lunch, we'd go to Finch Farm and wouldn't spend the second half of the day in school. We'd spend it at Finch Farm. Or it was after the first lesson after lunch, and then we'd go and miss the last lesson. It was either one of them. But then you go out of school while they're in school, and it was like, oh, look at them still in school, we're getting off to play footy, great.
Yeah.
And we go and train an hour and a half, come in, have our lunch, get a shower, whatever, and then we go and catch up on our schoolwork, which we've missed. So that'll be down to you to go to the teacher, because it was important, weren't it, GCSEs. So we had to go and get the work from the teacher. Say if I was missing maths, I'd go to a maths teacher and say, what are you doing this afternoon? I need that work for later. I'll own work and all that.
Yeah.
And then that'd be the school model. So you go and do your work that you missed in school, and then you once you've done that for an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, I think it was, you go out back to train, or you go to the gym and then train. So they were long days. So you'd be getting picked up from school, from home. So we're getting picked up from League 8, 7:30, I think it was.
Yeah.
And a few of the local lads, Harry Tyler, he's a keeper for Everton at the moment.
Yeah.
He's the fourth choice, maybe third. And he was in the taxi. And then I think it was Tom Cannon, who's doing well for the under-23s now, scoring loads of goals. He was in the taxi. So the early starts, and we were all on that same model, going to the Wade Deacon, and then all the way, we're getting home about 9:30 every night.
Yeah.
That was daily. So that's when it's a lot serious now, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Did you not feel like why am I like GCSEs were sort of pointless at that point though?
No, because you had obviously you have family drilling into you that you need your education, of course, and obviously these education people at Everton Football Club, that'd focus in on you. You've got to do well in school because you sort of got to do well.
Is that emphasised though to people that not everyone's going to make it, so you do need an education?
Yeah, sort of, definitely. They wouldn't say it as bold as that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'd sort of what are you into? You know what I mean? What do you want to be? Obviously everyone's answer is footballer, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not the reality because how many make it? Not many, you know what I mean?
What were Archie's like about you leaving then? But it just sounds about it you can go, or do you have to sort of negotiate with them?
Well, I think half the reason that you leave is because Wade Deacon had a contract with Everton, whether it was a contract or not, or had a good bond with Everton. I think where Everton put a few quid into Wade Deacon to make Wade Deacon a lot better, and better school, and they cater for 11 lads a school year to go into their classes, to go into different levels of classes. So I remember I went into classes and I was with Anthony, and I was with another lad called Pav who's playing in Poland now, and but the likes of other lads are like Kyle John, higher classes, so they've got to cater for all that. But Archie's it'd be me leaving school every day. They're not that happy with that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'd let me go once, twice a week maybe, I think it was. But Everton would rather us lads go out 4 times a week and stay in on Wednesday. I'd rest like a rest day type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's easier. So you don't have to battle with schools, if you know what I mean, for each player.
Yeah.
You don't have to battle with their head teacher to get them out every day to train every day because their teacher's why? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's easier having that model where you've got to go to school.
So after your GCSE, you've just finished and stuff, what happens then? Because did you get a scholar then?
That's what it is. It's a scholar, because I think you sign your scholar and then you have a GCSE results day, and I think you're outside the Everton badge with your results. You might have seen it each year with the new scholars.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So all 12 scholars have done well with the GCSE. We're so proud of them, blah, blah, blah. And then obviously you're in your scholar, you're in your full-time model, and then you're going to college, and it's part of the, say, scholarship / apprenticeship, say. And you study BTEC sport, but you did have an option to put anything else onto that, whatever you're studying. So there's a lad in the year below, sure he studied business as well as his BTEC sport.
Yeah.
So obviously he was thinking ahead, clearly.
Yeah.
I just studied BTEC sport and gone on with it and trained every day, like the rest of our lads in our year. But the lad below done business, and you know what he did? He missed a few sessions after doing business, or we'd leave college and he'd have to stay and do, a bit of business, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can have that option to do a little bit of education, but I don't think it was really drilled into you to try and pick another subject as well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it was just you're doing BTEC sports, make sure you do it right, you know what I mean? It's all funded, isn't it? Stuff like that. Do it right, because you can be your backup and you're involved in sports, so this is what it is, you know what I mean? But yeah, you've got to focus on the education, of course, haven't you?
Yeah. What would you say your best moments at Everton was?
There's a fair few, looking back, there's great memories. We used to go on tour around, all around the world, really, whether that was Europe or the furthest I've been is Qatar. Went to Doha, and I don't know if you know that, complex. It's like Aspire Academy complex. It's Bayern Munich use it off season mostly.
Is that the one where
it's a big torch hotel? It's like a pool hanging off it. You will be familiar.
Yeah, I think I seen. Remember when there was a video? I think it was Neil Lennon or someone was there pissed off midday. Or someone like that.
Yeah, outside there, there's when the World Cup's gonna be.
Yeah.
Like, I went when I was, 15 maybe, 14, and we were building that World Cup stadium then. Obviously it's finished now, but great complex. But we had a little tournament there, and obviously we won that, lifting a trophy. It's great at the time, like going up and getting a trophy, it feels great, it's unbelievable. And then there was another one in Poland, lifted that trophy, that was great, with the 2001 lads. And I remember Franny Jeffers was part of the coaching team, John Eberl at the time.
Yeah.
And that was good, playing in front of them, and their knowledge obviously helped us win that trophy, because didn't play the best of teams, but we played good teams over there, you know what I mean? Like Polish league teams. Obviously still good players, because Polish produce a lot of good players, don't they, of course?
Yeah.
But the best one for me, most probably, is in the under-18s league. We played Liverpool. At the time, Steven Gerrard just starting his coaching thing, and he was the manager. He was the manager that day of the under-18s Liverpool. It's always a derby, like it sort of goes out the window, tactics and stuff. It still does now in the Premier League, doesn't it? Like, who'd have thought we would have robbed 2-0 Liverpool under Ancelotti?
Yeah.
No one would have thought that, you know what I mean? It goes out the window. That's how you turn up, isn't it? And we beat them 3-1 that day. I claim I scored it in the 4th minute, but people say I never touched it. We won 3-1, yeah. It was, obviously, me, Scully. I think Scully scored that day as well. I'm not too sure who scored the other one. But beating them, I'd say, I was a first-year scholar at the time. And I was captain that day, so beating Liverpool.
Yeah.
I hate Liverpool. Walking out, you know, you walk out together, captain's armbands on. Liverpool FC tweeting, like, Richards scores in the 4th minute, opens it for Everton. Like, just makes me feel like good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. Some people might, it's not really an achievement, but under 18 Premier League, beating Liverpool, getting 3 points against them. Full time whistle goes. Gerrard walks off onto the coach. Happy days, you know what I mean? Not even coming shaking the lads or the ref's hands, walks off. Obviously, his standards are high, doesn't want to get beat by Everton, but, you know, I've been involved in causing him a little bit of upset, walking onto the coach.
Ruined one of Gerrard's days, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It would have ruined his night, most probably, because he was under 18 coaching. I'm happy with that, you know what I mean? That was a good achievement for me. Obviously, signing me scholarship was a good achievement. So my mum and dad on the opening, like signing day, getting a nice little picture, stuff like that. That was great, you know what I mean? Because obviously they've been there since I was 9, 10, going all the way up to 16. It's a lot of years, a lot of commitment for my mum and dad, because, you know, my mum, she gave up a good job to try and take me to football. My dad worked shifts. He took me to football, finishing work early. You know what I mean? So obviously I thank them a lot for, just wish you could repay them back, you know what I mean? But that's life really, innit? And good achievements, but that was the best against Gerrard, definitely.
It's nice.
Blue nose, hate the cop-outs. Hope City win the league, dropping points, stuff like that.
Imagine if he wins. Do you not think it's just written for them to win the league, though? Because he's playing City, well, he's managing the team that's playing City on the last day.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? Some things just seem...
Is it corrupt? I don't know. Makes you wonder.
Corrupt? Oh.
But,
At least you ruined his day, eh? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, emotion doesn't even remember that, like, but I'll remember it until I pop my clogs. I remember. Tell me grandkids that one, like, you know what I mean?
So is there any, obviously you mentioned your mum and dad's been very helpful, but is there any coaches that stand out where you thought, like, they're different to other coaches, like you really bonded with them type thing? Or they've really helped you? Yeah,
I suppose when I was younger, I sort of, like, you've got players who, like, get along well with the coaches and spend time to go and, like, I sort of stayed out of the coach's way, mate. I don't know why. It's just the type of person I was. I'd be like, I've got to go and see the coach now, because say if something was wrong or we were setting up head tennis or we had a light session, you'd have to go up to the coach. Where are we setting it up and what pitch are we on and that? I was like, the coaches, you know what I mean? Don't want to go and knock on the coach's door. All of them sitting there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when I was younger, I suppose, because they were a little bit more, they were nicer with you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Until you got older and you got into the full-time model. And then proper football kicks in then, doesn't it? And it's more crucial and you're getting left out of squads and you're not getting told why you're playing, or, you know what I mean? So
why are they not telling you why you're being dropped at that age though? What's that achieving, given like the kid
they don't think of what age, like, you know what I mean? They don't think, he's only a young 16 lads. Why? You should know yourself why you're not playing. Sometimes it's harsh, but he might be better than you, that's why you're not playing. But unless you knocked on their door and said, why aren't I in the squad? I think I trained well this week, or...
Would you never do that though?
No, because I sort of understood myself, like, Obviously, I've had a stinker of a week in training.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not playing. But just got to work hard to better yourself that week, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've got to show the coach, like, I should be in the squad and playing over him, definitely. And then, if you're really peeved off about it, you're knocking on his door. But I never got to that point, really. I never knocked on the manager's door. But when you were younger, the coaches helped you. And obviously, they help you technically, tactically. They were great like that. But in terms of mentally, and keeping you high and smiling every day, they wouldn't really pull you over and say, you know what I mean? Not like that. Like, it's a man's game, innit?
It is, but then at the same time, like if you're happy, you are going to perform better, aren't you? You're going to be more confident, and
You are, yeah.
even for the good of the whole team, you'd think if everyone's sort of getting on, and everyone's like, do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean, definitely. It would help, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But as far as the coaches are concerned, they're not thinking one player there. Obviously, it's going to be a bad egg. He's the bad egg in the squad there because he's down. He's just shifting you out of the squad, and someone who's happy and fighting will come in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is there much done at Everton for, like, it's an important subject at the minute to do with, like, mental health, like, with academies and that? Was there much done then with, like, you and other players and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's a good question. When I was there, I'm nearly 21 in July, so a few years back now, there was a lad called Lewis, I think, and he done that side of things. He pull you in and feel how you are mentally type of thing. So I feel like it started getting introduced. Because when I was younger, it weren't really that.
Yeah.
Until I was a scholar, and then this Lewis came in. And then, who's this Lewis? Why have I got a meeting with him? And then you'd be getting meetings with him every 6 weeks to see how you're at. So you can see it's getting brought into the game big time. I can imagine now it's getting a lot more brought into the game, because obviously players go through mental health, and it's a big thing, isn't it, suppose? Because even from the little things, it'll stop you performing. If you're not happy, sometimes you can't even get up and go to training because you haven't got it in you, you know what I mean? Not your fault, just because you're not well at the time, and you need to be in a better place, stuff like that. But definitely now, it's definitely in the game, 100%.
Yeah, a lot of the
Especially
time probably be players like mentally exhausted from, like, the stress leading up to games and all that. Like
everything, yeah. Even the stress to not training well, that can cause, you know what I mean? You don't go out there to train well, train badly, do you? You know what I mean?
No.
So even a few bad sessions, players start going like that, and then a game, they get involved in the game, come in, don't make an effect, or come in, give a goal away. It's going down, innit? But that's not the end of the world, is it? 'Cause it's football. And obviously, there was a coach, Sean London, used to say, good thing about footy is there's another game next week, or a couple of days. And obviously, it's right, innit? And everyone like, oh, same old, there's another game next week. But now I think they've got coaches and even players, arm around you. Come on, let's go, you know what I mean? Have a talk, what's up, problems, are you okay? Because it's important in football. And I believe massively now mental health is, it's, you know what I mean? It's more in the game, because there's more people, qualified people in the academies and within the sport to help you get through the bad times.
Yeah. So moving on, like, what happens then? Like, let's go to the end of your scholarship now. Like, do you know, is there a date set where you know if you're either going to get a contract or you're not going to get a contract?
There isn't really a date set. It was within that changing room talk. Oh, I've heard the decisions were next week or in 2 weeks. And then you get to that and, I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's almost like they're still pondering on a few lads' decisions, or they're not sure on one or two things, or do you want to see you one last time? But there was never a date set for it, I don't think. I remember, obviously it's not the end of the season, definitely not. I'm sure it's mid-season, because I remember going to Germany when I was let go, when I was released. I remember going to Germany to play for Everton. I'm still under contract till the end of that season. Yeah. Which is, I think it's June. Is it May or June? May, I think it is, end of contract.
Yeah.
Or June, one of them. Anyway, but it's mid-season towards the end. You get sold, but you've still got games to play. Like, I went on tour in Germany. But there was never a date set. All the lads were sitting off in a room, in the education block, we called it. And obviously all the hierarchy, the coaches, the heads of the academy were in a separate room, and you call you in and all that. I'm going to go in, and the lads have come out, and they come in, oh, lad, not for me, lads, I never got one, you know what I mean? You just have a laugh about it, but you decide, you know what I mean? It hurts you, especially if you didn't expect it, and it wouldn't be professionally done. Obviously, you're going into a room, and then you're going back out, and you're seeing the lads, have a laugh about it, as you do with a group of lads, but that's how it worked, really. And what they did do, which was a little bit stupid, really, I think, they got drivers on. We got the train, especially when I was a scholar, got the train to training every day. So from Verzakli, where we are, look, I'm Verzakli, and I'm going to I'm going to Central to meet the other lads, and then Central to Hunts Cross. That's every day, and
Yeah.
home. So they were long days as well. But for some reason, don't know whether this was because it could have messed your head, the decision. They had taxi drivers on for everyone who got told the decision.
It's mad, that.
Why? You know, where have you been the rest of the time? Saving
Yeah.
the down, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So you've been hit with a bullet that you're not getting a contact, whether you're expected it or not. But you've got a taxi driver there for you. Like, where were you when I went playing 2 weeks ago? And
Yeah.
I had the same mindset that I'm down and where am I going to go now? It's just something to cover up, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
why is he a taxi driver trying to take me home? I ended up saying, it's all right, I'm getting a train home like I do every day. You know what I mean? There's nothing changed there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's how it worked in terms of contracts. But
So are you on your own when you find out? You're getting
Yeah.
was your mum and dad there with
no, obviously, younger ages, your mum and dad go in for you,
you?
and they ring you at home. As I said, I went for a meal on one of the
Yeah.
decisions, and they called me. But because you're in a full-time adult, model, and you're around professionals, you're an adult really. You finish school, you're going into college, you're getting told the decision. You know what I mean? You're getting told why and stuff like that. It wouldn't last long. 2.5 minutes talk, maybe, if that.
Yeah.
Some lads may question it.
Did you?
No, I accepted it.
Did you?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Just like,
They told me, I think it was like, unfortunately, we're not going to give you the deal today. Why? Don't think you were good enough to make it to the next level. Whether that was under 23 level, of course it is, yeah. They're not good enough to make it to that level. Fair enough. And then that'll be as blunt as it gets. But we're here to support you and help you in the next journey, whether that's being a footballer or doing whatever you do.
and is that promise sort of kept with them, with help?
Questionable.
Yeah.
Because I only got one member of staff in contact with me ever since I left Everton, and I was named Darren, and he texts me to this day. He was sort of
Yeah.
like the educational officer and helped us in terms of college, sounds, local lad himself. He was the only one who kept in touch with me, whether that was the coaches I worked with since I was 9, all the way up till I was 17.
The
Yeah,
boots are still there.
I know. Yeah, but no, because it's not on one. Well, I say it's not on one person's head. I feel like it is mostly, but it's a group decision from the manager above and the under-23s down to like the head of academy.
Who was the manager? Was it Unsworth?
Unzi at
above,
the time,
yeah.
yeah.
What's he
Obviously,
like?
he's gone now. Never dealt with him. Not for me. That's all I'd say about Unzi.
Yeah, I'm not going to say on here, I've heard something about him, like, being a bit of a prick.
Yeah, retweet that one, like, quote
Yeah.
retweet it, yeah, definitely, because not for me, you know what I mean? I never really dealt with him, type of thing.
Yeah.
Remember he sent me to go and get a cup of tea once for him. Brought it back, just about got a nice one, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But some players obviously might have liked him, but he was the manager above, I went for him, type of thing, so there you go. That's opinions in football, which you respect that, don't you? Because
Yeah.
what are you going to do? You're not going to go knock on his door. Why, That's not how it works, I don't think.
Yeah.
Not for me, anyway. So
So what happens then? Like, is there like an exit trial type thing after that, or?
I think you can get yourself on exit trials, yeah. I never really went to one, really. At the time, you've got agents, this, that and the other, looking after you, and contacts who will try and get your trials elsewhere. And I think, I'm sure there's a database where all players go in, like a database would get released type of thing.
Yeah.
And Everton released 17 defender, right-footed, height, whatever, all that type of stuff. You go on that. And then obviously it's down to yourself and your agents, or the club say they help you. I never got no help off the club in terms of, Elliot, there's a trial over there, go. We've booked you in, or
You'd think
this
there'll be a
yeah,
whole,
you would-
like,
you
the
would too, yeah.
millions Everton have spent, like, wasted on, like,
Yeah.
shite and the billionaire only. You'd think there'll be a whole team there for players
Yeah.
to sort of help them find that, like, next club. Whether
It's a Premier League football club too.
Uh,
This isn't like
I know.
like a team in the lower league. It's a Premier League.
That's just like my
Premier League
experience
football club.
anyway. Other lads who are getting released now, maybe, or have been released, and they might have got that help. But the lads our age, at that time, that never really happened for us. I don't think these were lads who the coaches reached out or recruitment reached out and said, listen, these are interested in you. I don't think that happened.
Do you think they get told by someone above not to contact you? Because surely just being a human, you're a young
yeah,
lad.
definitely, yeah.
That's just like, before he's going to be a professional footballer and he's been rejected like
I
that.
couldn't tell you.
You just think you naturally would do that anyway.
You would think that, wouldn't
Yeah.
you? 100%. But
it's mad, like,
it's a bit harsh if someone's telling above to just leave them now, they're gone. We don't want anything to do with them, you know. That'd be harsh, wouldn't it?
As you're
Yeah.
saying, though,
Wouldn't think that'd happen.
on like a human level, like some of the people there will have known you for 8 years. Stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Like if I'd known someone for 8 years, you'd be checking up on that. I'm sure you'd be the same.
Yeah.
wouldn't you?
What about the rest of the players? Like the lads that like they get a professional contract. Like did they sort of slowly drift away, or do you still stay friends to them?
Like
now?
everything, like, you know, most of you got mates in school that you don't speak to
Yeah.
now, and you're a boss with them and you spend day in, day out with them. More time in school than you're at home, that type of stats, you know what I mean? Same with football. You speak to some of them and you were closer to some of them back then than you are now. Luckily enough, stay friends with a few, but some of them go on their own paths and focus on their own things and hang around with the people who are doing the same type of thing that they're doing. Fair enough, you know what I mean? But yeah, you don't always stay in contact with the players that used to play in, day out, like, no chance, obviously.
Yeah.
That happens in every aspect of life, isn't it?
Yeah.
You think, oh, stay in touch, defo, even if you meet someone on holiday, text you when you get home, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't see them again, do you?
True,
But obviously
true.
it's a little bit different with the football. You've been playing with them week in, week out. It's, yeah. You speak to them really, check up on how are you okay, and that. Let's meet up when you get home from, like, Pav, he's coming home in May. Not May. June. We in June now? Miles off.
In May, no.
May. June. His season finishes the end of May, yeah. June,
Yeah.
he's coming flying over from Poland, his season finishes. So we obviously meet him, go for some food or something. But you do stay, you know, the ones you get on with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sort of, you don't force it, just happens, check up on each other. But you don't stay friends with them all, definitely not.
So
Yeah.
you finish at Everton. After that, how long's the break before you're like playing again for like another side?
Just normal. I think you get your 6 weeks off, don't you? Which is pre-season, which is close to some of the lower leagues now. You're on a break now, aren't you? And the
Yeah.
Premier League's nearly up. Yeah, I think you put your feet up for 2 weeks really, try and rest your body, and then you go again. But as a second year, it's a little bit of a nightmare because I got released, didn't I? And then I went to Germany, I was telling you about, and there's this tournaments in Germany, Dusseldorf. And I went as a first year scholar and repeated as a second year scholar. You get like invited back type of thing, and the club always goes. So I went, being released, and I was playing. I was thinking, well, like, why? You know, I've just been released, I'm playing. I'm centre half, I was playing, and it's not a bad tournament, it was a good little level. It was like Red Bull, Leipzig were in it. Who else? There was a few good teams in there. Yeah, Leverkusen were in there. Good, and the German lads, they're just, I don't know why, they're just stronger. Just athletes. One big broche, sausage, devil. Just solid, honest to God, just solid. Anyway, playing against this number 9, and we went in for like a bouncing ball, and like, I've read the ball, and I've gone in, stepped, it's like, into midfield, and like, pressed the bouncing ball, but he's there as well. Ah, that done me knee big time, you know. And it was like roll on, roll off games. I think it was 2 15 minutes, make a 30-minute game, or 2 20 minutes, make a 40-minute game. And we'd rest and we'd play again that night or that day. You'd have a morning game and a night game. So that's how tournaments worked when you were like academy level, just to get them out of the way, like a long weekend tournament.
Yeah.
And I've done this knee and I'm like, whatever, Sam, my knee's killing me. I'm playing on, whatever. I didn't come off that game, I played on. But anyway, we keep playing, we tournament finishes, I'm released, but I'm still going to Everton. But I've done my knee. So I'm still under contract, and my day in, day out, life's still the same. I just know at the end of the season, I'm not going back to Everton, yeah. So that's bearing in mind. But, so obviously bring it up with the physios, my knee's absolutely killing here. So it gets looked after like you would have under contract anyway. And I got a scan, and it basically tore me meniscus while I was released. This is why at the time I didn't really want to go to Germany, because I was released. Why would I try and give 100%?
Yeah.
You can say someone's out there might be watching you. Come on, someone could be watching you doing kick-ups on the park, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So I didn't really want to go, because what if you get injured? Obviously my luck, Everton luck, all that. I get injured and tore me meniscus while I was being released, you know what I mean?
How long do you out for with that?
So this is the thing. So I could have got an operation, but I knew I was coming up to the end of the season, and the operation puts you out on the sideline for how long? Like keyhole surgery into your knee. They like stitch. I'm not too sure if they take a little bit of your meniscus out and stitch it back up. I don't know how it works. I never got it done. So the option was to get it done, operation done, and be on the sidelines. But what I'm thinking, as soon as the season finishes with Everton, I wanna recover, and I want to get back to trying to get another club professionally, get a trial somewhere, this, that and the other. So the option was like, I think there's somewhere in your knee called Propeller or something. I got a steroid in there. It was like, I got a needle in there. Instead of the operation, I said no to the operation because obviously I thought I want to go on trial and try and play. And it's just, I don't know if it was a rush decision or what, but to this day, my knee's killing me now, and I'm looking to get an operation soon and a scan after PFA because they look after you.
Yeah.
However, so I got this steroids. I got it done in like Alderley Edge Spires or something. I went with the physio, got it done, and like after a few days, the pain was gone on my knee, and the swelling weren't there, and the pain was gone. So obviously the steroid they put into like the side of my knee, it's helped, but obviously it's not gonna last forever, is it? Or a footballing career. I think it lasted like 3 months.
Yeah.
And obviously the steroids worn out, and I'm back to square one. I mean, he's killing me, and I'm not at Everton. I'm like, oh, I should have got that operation, but I went on trial to numerous places. Didn't perform at the best, I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like I went to Hull, and I'd done the best at Hull, but I had this steroid in my knee. So I think it was at Hull for 2 weeks, and it got extended another week. There was 4 lads on trial at Hull at the time. I remember going to the hotel, and there was another lad looking apart, pulls up with his wash bag, and I was like, fair enough, looks like a player. Bobby, his name is. There was Rio, Tyrone, and me, and we were all on trial, all 4 of us, just doing a whole pre-season. Like prior to that pre-season, after my two-week rest after Everton, like I've got that steroid in my knee, so I'm not feeling no pain. And I'm trying to get as fit as possible to go in a fresh start, try and go to Hull fresh as anything. And me and Scully, we went with one of the Everton fitness coaches, Jack Dowling. He's local. He helped us on the off season. He still does that now if you wanted to, if you wanted to. And we would up and down Crosby Beach doing runs, doing pre-season before pre-season, if you know what I mean. So we done that for a few weeks. That right. At the weather, you know, up and down the beach, the dunes, the lot, just running, just with him. He was fit as anything. Obviously, he knows the pre-season's occurring, coming up to. He knows what we're going to be doing, so he's getting us ready for that. I went on Everton, Scully went on Everton at the time, so we're both going back to the other clubs. But Jack, obviously, he's now working under the first team at Everton. Jack's a good lad. Still speak to him, just as one of the lads type of thing. And so I've gone to Hull fighting fit as anything, like one of the fittest there at Hull because I've done that with Jack. So I'm there for 2 weeks with these 4 lads I mentioned before, and we're playing games, this, that and the other. Similar to Everton, the academy director and the manager, the 23s at the time, or the 18s, 23s type of manager, fluctuates to both. He was pulling us in one by one. I was last, so I was like, so 3 lads went in before me. It was after the games in the dugout, it was. And he was like, oh, nice one anyway. This was after 2 weeks. Sent the 3 lads home, basically. And he extended me for a week. So I was like, oh, that's promising, innit? Like, one out of 4 being extended for a week there to play. So they've went home, and I'm sorted in this hotel on my own. And there was another lad who come down for a trial, Callum. He's still playing there now, actually, for Hull. He was there, anyway. He watched me play one day. On a night game, we played like a non-league team. I'm not too sure, like a Bootle type of team, but down in Hull. Yeah. Obviously, good players fighting against a young under 23 side. And I was playing right back at the time. And I thought, honest to God, I thought to play well. And Callum, who's just come down to start on trial, he weren't playing that game. He was on the side. How was I doing? All that played well, type of thing. So when they were going on a pre-season tour, Hull, to Spain. So that's the step where, obviously, you see Everton go to, like, where did they go? Like, Florida or Austria, that type of stuff. So, obviously, all ages do that at good levels of clubs. Go away, whether that's Scotland to Austria or Slovenia. We've done it with Everton. And they were going to Spain for, like, a pre-season camp. So, the man, John Beale, his name was, I remember him. Clown. I said, like, what's going on? Because they're going next week. Obviously, you require passport and stuff, don't you? To obviously get on a plane. Yeah. So he said, yeah, we're taking you to the pre-season tour, Spain. So obviously that's another tick. So the lads have gone home, I've stayed, that's a tick. And then this other one's a tick. So I've gone back to the hotel room buzzing, tell me mum and dad. But my mum and dad needed to bring me passport up because obviously They dropped me off. They've gone home. I'm there for 2 weeks, extended to another week, which is 3 weeks type of thing, I think. I haven't got my passport on me. It was a long way till the pre-season tour. And he was like, yeah, you get your mum and dad to bring your passports up, blah, blah, blah. So we're like, happy days, I'm going to Spain here. Lovely pre-season, even more fitter, ready to show what I'm about and that. The morning after I woke up, it was a rest day after that game. So the night game against a non-league side, told me in the changes at the end, going to Spain. Tell me mum and dad. In the hotel, wake up the morning, John Beale on the phone. Alright, John, how are you doing? All right. Basically, blunt as anything, we're not interested no more. That was sort of it. That was it. Literally, I got one of the lads who lives local in Diggs to take me to Hull Station. Got to train home. Like, I was gutted more. I'd say I was gutted more about that than getting released at Everton because.
Did you get no explanation?
No, we're not interested no more. Like, I was gutted about that. Like angry. You know what I mean? Like, how can you tell me that? Not even 24 hours ago. And then
you don't even know now why that was.
No, that John Beale left 2 weeks later because I asked the Callum who went to see me. He was coming on trial. I asked that Callum, how did I play that game? Like, sounds great. I reckon you're a good player. You can see that you've like come from Everton. You know how to read the game type of thing.
Yeah.
Like know how to defend. Blah de blah. Yeah, he went 2 weeks later because Callum got a contract and he's still there now. And that John Beale's not even there 2 weeks after he said to me, not interested no more.
Do you have any sort of like?
No, don't know whether. No, because I don't think any hierarchy was there, like first team managers and that. And he was sort of that.
That is bizarre.
So I remember John Beale. Yeah. So that was that. I told my mum and dad, I got to train home. My passport didn't come up. Obviously, I weren't going to Spain. Obviously not. He's just told, but not even 24 hours after he told me, yeah, you're going to Spain to travel with us pre-season tour.
No wonder he was gone 2 weeks later.
I couldn't tell you why he went or what or who made that decision on me there, but obviously everything happens for a reason. He's made that decision.
Yeah.
He watched me. He was the manager of that game. There was no hierarchy there, definitely. And gone. So
you can't it's like telling someone they've won the lottery there and then saying, "Oh no, you actually haven't."
Selling a dream, isn't it? That.
Yeah, but yeah. And I was, as I said, I was more disappointed about that one than Everton because I sort of expected Everton because I had a bad season. As a second year scholar, I went to Slovenia and all the lads are getting fit and I twinged my hamstring, so that's put me out for like 3 weeks. So I'm already behind them. Anyway, I ended up playing like 8 games as a second year scholar. Not enough. Not good enough. Obviously, that's how Everton ended. Not good enough. But then I'm fighting fit with Jack and Scully on the beach. And I was disappointed about Hull because I thought I'd done well. You know what I mean? Thought I was leaps and bounds fitter than them. I was a good defender. And we were playing games, weekly, pre-season games to get fit. And I was doing well in them. You know what I mean? But that was that sort of pick me head up.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, I went. And then the next, obviously I said I went to different clubs, didn't do well. And then I went to Finland. Like their season's a little bit mad. I think I went January. I think that was their pre-season because of the weathers and that, and it was indoor. So obviously I'm staying fit anyway because it's our season, that isn't it? In January we're all in season. We're playing games, whatever. So their pre-season, so I've gone there fit, but they're dead physical. Them over there. I was doing like Olympic squat lifting, which have like bars over my head, and that. Don't do that. Like I've never done that at Everton. I've always just been like lunges and like hip thrust and stuff to make your legs stronger. Not all this madness above your head. So I'm in the gym. I'm the skinniest fella in there, like a breadstick. Yeah, I'm getting these Olympic bars over my head and that. You couldn't leave the gym without doing 100 pull-ups. I must have done about 50 sets of 2 or something. You know what I mean? Like proper athlete, dead strong. And that was my first day there. It was a gym session, and the second day there was a training session. So obviously, do that gym, just about hobbled out of the gym, feeling like an Olympian or whatever. The second day, their weather's awful, so we're training indoors. Like most of their home games are indoors, if it's not on a decent pitch outside, because of the weather's horrendous. It was freezing over there. The team is FF Yarrow, FF. All right, like it's a decent little setup, you know what I mean? And so their pre-season started, and we're training indoors, and we're just doing this passenger, and the director who looked after me and took me there and took me to shops to get me food and stuff. Like I was on this third floor apartment. Floors were massive though. And so he took me to the shop, and I've got like broccoli and chicken. But this way, there was a mattress on the floor, no bed. This is where I was staying, a mattress on the floor. So I'm staying on this mattress like that, lying by ours there, and I'm cooking my food. That the directors took me to the shop. So it was like a ghost town over there. Completely new, crazy experience for me. And I've done the gym that day, and the second day I'm obviously training. So the director's telling me, oh, don't worry about if your touch isn't there. Don't worry if your tempo, you know, you'll get used to it. Because the lads play on Astro all year round. So like, bit of a mad thing to tell me before I'm about to kick a ball for the first time in your kid. Don't worry about your touch. Obviously I'm going to worry about my touch. Obviously I'm on side. You're looking at me, aren't you? So I played on Astro because we used to play on Astro, you know what I mean? We used to train on Astro because we didn't want to wreck the pitch or it was raining, we trained on Astro. Like, I know what Astro is. It's a common thing now, isn't it? Sadly, anyway, I hate Astro, but anyway, Passendale, he was bopping anyway. And, yeah, my touch was sound, passing was sound. I was thinking, mad that. Anyway, so Passendale into possessions, and then because it's pre-season, you're a lot of running, but it's like disguise running. You're playing in big, massive five. You know, you've seen a goals 5-a-side. It's not that big, is it? No. But you're playing width of the pitch, byline to byline type of thing, width 5-a-side. So it's a lot of running. You're tracking your man. Anyway, so it's a good start to the session. Passendale, bopping it, whatever. Possession, sound, dead fast, whatever. Pressing when I lost it, that type of stuff. So I could show good reaction, good attitude. Going to this 5-a-side game, and it was like roll on, roll off, one and off, team round the outside of playing one touch, so you can use them if you needed to, type of thing. Yeah. So we were in, and you don't just stay as a centre half or defender in a 5-a-side. You're moving, aren't you? It's a game for like fitness, say. And one of the lads had picked up the ball on our team, and I thought I'd make a little blindside run there. He looked like he was going to shoot. I thought I'd run across him, he can slide me in, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I thought, oh, slide me in there, I'll have a little shot with my left peg, whatever. He ends up having a crack, doesn't he? While I'm running across him. Crazy. I've like planted my foot. My right foot's planted while I'm sprinting across him. My luck again. I don't know. This could just wasn't meant to be type of thing or whatever. My foot's planted in the astroturf. He might have got away with it if it was grass, but it was astroturf. And the ball's pinged me right ankle. And as I'm sprinting, I'm on one leg, and obviously my weight's on one leg. Yeah. And obviously, you can picture my ankles just went. And this on my first session in Finland. My ankle just folded. Like a digestive in tea, and it just drops, yeah. And you're like, oh, biscuit's just gone there, isn't it? That was my ankle. I heard a little crack there. I was like, oh. I was on the deck for ages.
Would you say that's the most painful injury you
had?
That
was painful, like, you know. No, because I had an injury when I was like 13. It was painful. I had a stress fracture in my back. I was like getting shot in the back when I moved. Couldn't sleep in that. That was quite common. That's more common these days because impact sport when you're young, like on Astro, like that, bang, getting battered. So that was painful. But this was, I heard something, I thought, oh my God, what is that? It turns out to be 3 ligaments anyway, which it's bad. But I thought it was a break. Break's even worse. Like a fracture, a break's obviously bad, but ligaments are still bad, you know what I mean? So obviously I get lifted up and get brought to the side. So I'm thinking, wow, what's next in that? I've come out of scholar at Everton. I've gone over there, Finland, thinking, I'm just stuck here. I'm on the 3rd floor. I can't even put any weight on it. They're telling me, this Finnish team, physio, like an old clown. He didn't have a clue what he was doing, definitely. He was telling me, just rest it for a week. It might just be a bruise. You'll be all right next week.
Is it hard with the language barrier as well?
Yeah, well, definitely. But like them type of, like Norway, Finland, them type of places do speak English, don't they? You know what I mean? I don't know why, but they just do speak English. Like these lads who's at Everton now, he speaks perfect English, you know what I mean? He's Norwegian. Yeah. Whether that's drilled into when they're young, most probably. But they do speak English, 'cause it's the main language, innit? God help us, Germans won the war, like we don't sprachen die Deutsch and that, wouldn't we? We're all speaking German, but they're speaking English, innit? So he's telling me just rest it for a week. I'm thinking, in my head, I've got to eat on my own. Mattress is on the deck. I'm 3 stories up. How can I rest it for a week? And you know yourself what you've done, don't you? Yeah. Whether it's good or bad, you know, it went bang, blown up like a balloon. So like, I was on the phone with my mum, and he booked me the next flight back anyway. The next flight back was a lot of money type of thing, and it was one of them crappy planes with propellers because we were in a ghost town. It was like, I had to fly there to Helsinki, which is the capital, isn't it? Is it the capital? Yeah. Yeah. Finland, and then back to Liverpool. Oh, I was hobbling, I was wheelchair around. This is on trial, and he's telling me to stay here for a week. I was hobbling, wheelchairing around an airport, a ghost town. hopping up this little mini plane. None of these walk into it like TUI or Jet2. None of them walking into it off the terminal thing. I had to hop up this mad thing, struggling like hell. I'm trying to like make a living somewhere. I'm trying to get a contact somewhere, and it's what it's come down to. So I'm hobbling home, and I get home, and I go to A&E straight away, because the A&E in Versailles, I most probably know more about that clown of a physio who's told me to rest it, bag of peas, whatever, because you know yourself. Anyway, torn 3 ligaments, rest it. They give me this like boot thing, pressure, you know, you pump it up for pressure, don't you? Don't use it in crutches. And that was me for about a month or 2 before I could get fit. And then in terms of on trial, that was it professionally, really. Trying to get somewhere professionally, anyway. Just
why did you stop there? Did you not still think, I'll have another go at it, or was that just, it's been too much?
It's not even like I'll have another go at it. I just, obviously went to Hull, got let down, was disappointed big time, more than Everton, because I knew I should have at least something, you know what I mean? Whether that was 1 year or 6 months, I don't even know if they do 6-month contracts, or 1 year at least. Yeah. Because I was playing well, you know what I mean? But some might say, people might say otherwise, like, but you know yourself, don't you? You've done enough, whatever. And that never worked out, so I thought. I got that Finland one later on in the year. Oh, let's go here. Happy days, coming from like a Premier League team. Should have something at least. And it was a good session, and then obviously that happens, and I've went home. It's one of them like moments, you know what I mean? You're thinking,
it must be hard work, that, like.
Hard, you know what I mean? Like, hard mentally, but I pick myself up type of thing, you know what I mean? It's like, everything happens for a reason. It doesn't stop there, my life's not over, you know what I mean? Yeah. Good family around me, you know what I mean? It's not to be all or end all, but that's what happens in terms of trying to get somewhere professionally. And then, obviously, as I said, going in the gym in Finland, and they were all built like men. It was like it was a men's team, obviously. They didn't say equivalent to like League 2 English level, maybe a little bit lower. Quality wasn't the best, not the best standard. You were just like athletic, and obviously coming from like a scholar, being 17, turning 18 that July, it was like eye opener to like men's football. Because then when I was fit, I got back fit, and my ankle was all right. I went training with Warrington Town, and that was like they were men, you know what I mean?
What year was that then?
Good question, Bevan. Couldn't even tell you, mate. Yeah, was it being in it? 18, Warrington Town, and it was alright, like, but even more of a men's league, you know what it's like. If you've ever been down to watch Bootle and that. Yeah. Aren't they men, you know what I mean? I'm like this.
But you're not technically miles better, though, than them?
Not really, because
that's what you'd think from the outside.
I know, you would, yeah. Not really, there's some good players, but you don't get a minute in them leagues, you know. You don't get a time to play in that. It's everything's high press, bing, bang, bong, you know what I mean? Yeah. You're getting smashed. And then I was training them, it was an eye-opener to like men's football. It was like, you've gone from kids, maybe that's why I couldn't get another level at Everton, because I weren't athletic enough. I weren't built enough to step up, because under 18s to 23s is a big jump, you know. Like, you're training with, like, I remember when I was younger, and like Tyus Browning and Brendan Galloway and all that, like Calvert-Lewin went to Everton 23s and stuff like that. Yeah. And you've got like 18-year-olds jumping up to their level, and they're a bit older, and it's hard, you know what I mean? Yeah. And men's football, you've got men who've been in the non-league for years. I'm just going in from the academy system. You'd think it'd work well, technically wise, but it's mostly about like, if you can hold your old battle type of thing, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then, got on the odd time type of thing. Didn't really start. I think I started in one cup game. Got beat on pens, like, shock. Yeah. And then went to Bootle, that was good. And then obviously, Bootle was a good experience. Obviously, it's on my doorstep. Good setup there. Manager was sound, Joe. The lads were sound. And I was in and around the squad, just on the bench, come on the odd time. I'd start the odd time, say the odd time, like, you know what I mean? And then, like, COVID hit. Mad. Yeah. Jag, COVID, whatever's going on. That it. And then, obviously, the Premier League got shut off, didn't it? Yeah. And then Bootle got shut off, obviously. And that was it in terms of football at the moment, like, you know what I mean?
So have you not played since?
Like, I play. My knee's on and off now. My knee's goose at the moment, like. Yeah. So that's why I'm looking for the PFA to obviously help me in terms of getting an operation and getting that. But I can't afford an operation because of work, you know what I mean? And money's more important. pay the bills, stuff like that, in terms of just trying to hang on to something which is, you know what I mean, gone type of thing, you know what I mean?
Do you not think you'd ever get back into the game in any other capacity, like coaching or anything like that?
Well, this is where like BTEC sport could have helped and going to uni could have helped, but I didn't see myself as going to uni because I always got by in school, like academically weren't like the best, you know what I mean? Got past me, past maths, English, science, whatever, but I weren't like top of the class, you know what I mean? I just done it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Knowing the basics, but just think going to uni for another thingy when I'd rather try and earn money and try and earn a career somewhere else.
Yeah.
I'd always said to myself, I'm not a footballer, I'd be a physio.
Yeah.
But then I looked at like the physio.
What you'd have to do, yeah.
Yeah, what you'd have to do, and some of the lads who are trying to be physios now thinking, that's a fighting, like obviously like everything's a fighting battle, like, you know what I mean? It's hard to get into it. Like, I wish you could just be a physio and go into Everton and work with the lads like you used to do, you know,
Yeah.
but playing football, but now be a physio and help them out that way, but not easy like that, it's hard. But yeah, I'll try and get back into the sport, but nah, not now, like, you know what I mean?
You are, because you are only like, what, 20, nearly 21. It's
21
still very young, because you look at players like,
Oh,
I don't think Ian Wright was a professional until he was like 22, same with like Drogba, players like that.
yeah.
Do you know,
Is
do
that
you know what
right?
I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like, does that not give you a bit of...
Yeah, of course, yeah. Like, I was reading something, you know, when Tyrone Mings made his debut for England.
Yeah.
It was like an interview and he was playing for like Chippenham Town, working in a call centre or something, until like 20s at least,
Yeah.
until he got picked up. And, you know what I mean? I wouldn't say he's one of the best in the Premier League, but he's a good centre-half, isn't he?
Yeah.
Got a little mistake in him, like everyone, but look where he was at that age, you know what I mean? Obviously, there's still hope and stuff like that, but you try and earn a career somewhere else in terms of work.
Yeah.
You focus on that a bit more than chasing something which it was good at the time. Back in the day, it was good, but not everyone makes it, you know what I mean? You got to
Yeah.
accept that, and I accepted that completely. I'm sound with that. I take the positives. I
Yeah.
don't look at it negatively. I think, wow, like what an experience. Like, how many people wanted to do sort of what I done type of thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though it's not professionally, it's young and travelling the world, young and just getting on a plane with a football team and going to lift a
Yeah.
trophy in Poland or in Spain or Belgium or Qatar.
Yeah, like,
Like-
you've done more than most there, haven't you? Like,
So that's to take the positives. I don't really look at the negatives because what's the point, you know what I mean?
yeah.
That's a good way to be that, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I don't see the point in being negative because it only puts you down, doesn't it?
I need to tell myself that, me.
You know what I
Most
mean?
negative man about.
Everything happens for a reason type of thing, and yeah, it was a good experience while it lasted, and
Yeah.
great, you know.
Did you see many, like, was there any, like, straighteners on the pitch in there?
How are you? That game, there was a game there, and I don't know if I was the first year or second year. We played Man U, and Mason Greenwood played. It was me and Joe Anderson. Joe Anderson's still at Everton this moment. Right centre half, he was left centre half, and we had Mason Greenwood up top. Kept him quiet, like, to be fair. Me and Joe didn't have a sniff. Like, he was like 0-0 till like the 89th minute. Oh, Michael Collins, a clown, dives in on this Dylan Levitt. Dylan Levitt's like a Welsh international. You might have seen him. He's only small.
Yeah.
I don't know who he's playing for now. Nah, don't know. He's professional anyway. Played for Wales. Says a lot.
Yeah.
Internationally, first team Wales. It's good. Even though it's only got Bale, haven't he? Sorry about that. And Michael Collins dived right in, you know. And he's gone down. Saying that, wrong way round. Other way round. Mason Greenwood. Michael Collins dives in. Dylan Levitt takes the pen, scores the pen. Because I remember Dylan Levitt going over to the Man U cameraman, like, giving it all beans and all whatever. Yeah, and all the lads. Like, I was gutted. Anyway, that's 89th minute. Obviously, you've got 90, 91st, 90 added time. My head's spinning anyway. Michael Collins dived in there. I'll have a word with him after this as well. I'll text him, say, can't believe you had. Just talk about you there. And Brandon Williams is having himself big time. Don't know why. He had a proper ego, like, attitude on him. If he ever watches this, doubt he will. Like, but, wow, lad. Sort it out, isn't it? Anyway, it's gone out for it. Like, we were still chasing this game to get one back, you know what I mean? As we do. And the ball's being pinged in the air. And, like, you know, if a goal kick, the pitch and the players come smaller, don't they? You don't just
Yeah.
spread out, mate.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's like bounce, second ball, I think. I've came through the back of Brandon Williams like the Karate Kid, you know. And I've, like, it looks like I've been decked, but I've landed on the deck type of thing. And there's a pitch, my phone's over there, there's a picture to prove it, yeah. And But he's giving it beans. He's having a go, you know, big time. He's having a proper go, and all the lads steaming. And he's I've landed on the deck, but you know he's most probably saying I've put him on the deck. You know what I mean? His mank accents, whatever. But I've karate kicked him. I didn't land on my feet. I've landed on me back there, like. And then I've sat up like that, kicking off, and my head's down like that, getting beat 1-0. And I think he's got me by the scruff of the shirt there, like that. I've got the picture there, and Mason Greenwood's on it, like there, backing it beef or whatever he was doing. All the lads were there. So lad Seb Quirk was having a go. Joando was having a go. He's always having a go, him, like. Yeah, it's an half kick off, and I thought, I'm getting it ready if the ref's seen that. So, without doing all this, like the argy-bargy and all the scrapping and all that, what the lads were doing, there was no dig thrown because you knew better because you were at a good level. If you do that, you're getting banned type of thing, and you possibly could get fined. I don't know, it never happened, so, but it was like big pushing, off this, that and the other. Or, I thought, I'm getting sent off here. I get fines out of my wages anyway if I get sent off or get booked. You know what I mean? It comes out of your wage, so I thought, I can't afford to get booked here. So I just walked off type of thing. The whistle blew. It did kick off. Like, stewards come on the pitch. I think the Ben Harris was having a go as well, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, that was the only time it really kicked off, really, was when I karate kicked him. Like, because he was having himself big time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stepped down a level, but obviously where he is now, fair play to him. Good player.
Have you ever seen any fight between like anyone else that didn't involve you? Like, do you like the derby, for example, at Liverpool Everton? Was that a bit more of a feisty game than others? Was a bit more of an edge to that?
Yeah, I suppose, but I don't think it meant more to me because I was an Everton fan and I had a season ticket and still do now. And
yeah,
like I'd want to beat Liverpool, whether that's in futsal, in table tennis, whatever. Liverpool, you know what I mean? I wanted to beat them. Yeah, and it meant more to me, and I'd always throw a little tackle in there. And obviously at the end of the season, you'd have like your clips and that, and you'd review your clips and analyse them. I'd always like snippet the ones against Liverpool where I've tried to rattle someone or I've won a head against someone. Or it's always means something more to me and to the lads who supported Everton, like Skull. He'd have a go as well, and we'd battle together, even against Man U and that. You know, Northwest teams, aren't they? And you'd throw in a little bit more of a tackle.
Did you ever get sent off?
Not higher level. When a younger level I did, for apparently my mouth was bad or something, given the ref large against Leeds.
Have you seen that you got 2 yellows in one game on some stats thing before?
Was it, yeah? Well, who was it against?
It didn't say. It said two assists, and then it said like two
assists,
yellows, and then it said like 2 yellows and a red in one game, and then like 0 straight reds.
Really? Yeah.
It said most blocks as well, didn't it?
17, I don't remember getting sent off on like higher level. I don't think no. But like as a first year, or was that second year? I couldn't tell you. No, it would have been first year because I played more games than second year. But yeah, I had all under 18 levels from like, because it was North and South split. And the North winners would play the South winners. So say we won it, Chelsea won it. We'd play together, and whoever wins that final would win the Premier League under 18 type of thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the whole. And obviously all centre halves we were playing from Chelsea all the way down to Leeds, Burnley. Even I don't know if it was even lower. Anyway, I got most blocks because I made up that stat me because that's what type of player I was, really, like throwing my body on the line. And then again with the clips and analyse, there was one against Man United, that game where Mason Greenwood's gone down and Dylan Levitt scored that pen. I've done this double block, and I've got it on my phone here, favoured it to my camera roll there. Get on this here, you know what I mean?
Do you still have the full match of that?
It will be on the system. But I'd have to log in, and I'm sure you get wiped off the system, you know. Yeah.
Bad to say, go and get that clip at the end with Brandon Williams.
Yeah, exactly. I never got that clip, but blocks, like that was like part of my game. Like I'd read the game well, like he's gonna crack one here, you know what I mean? I throw my body on the line, used to get it in the plums, the nose, the lot. It was but that's what I used to do, you know what I mean? Some players would be like, you know, better playing out than me, but I'd be a better defender with them, you know what I mean? But what's today's game in the Premier League? What's it about? You see City playing passes against their own goal line, you know, it's about playing out, really, innit? Obviously defending comes into it, of course it does, but I'd say qualities would be like reading the game and defending. Maybe my athleticism let me down in terms of pace and stuff, because like how fast Kyle Walker and that. Yeah. Like Van Dijk's fast, isn't he? He's one of the fastest in the Premier League. Like stats and that. He's massive as well. That helps him, as long he's a good player as well, of course. But I was always a proper defender type of player, and blocks, that's where the stat come from. Like, I beat everyone in our age at blocks. So I was made up with that one. Like,
Yeah. Did you get to play in like many grounds or anything?
yeah, you normally play in the grounds when you're playing Youth Cup. So I played at Goodison twice, and I was lucky enough to play in both of them games. We played Ipswich. Oh, we got beat 2-1, you know. And when I was a first year, I played centre half. Ipswich beat us at Goodison as well, gutted. And then the second year come about, so we played Brighton, I think. We beat Brighton at home. And then we went, I think it was Stoke we played, then Brighton. And then I think we got to the quarters against West Brom with the Hawthorns. It's the Hawthorns, isn't it? Yeah. That was good ground, like pitch as bobbly as anything. It's like high time, you know, honest to God.
Yeah.
But, like, I've got a video on me, you know, give it the Snapchat, don't you? Get on this one there, you know, and save it to your thingy. And, yeah, but, I think we were 2-0 up at half time. I was playing right back. This Ethiopian kid or whatever, Ray Tulloch, his name is. You think he's still on the West Brom books, to be fair. 23s, maybe first team. He was rapid, you know. I used to give myself about 50 yards before the ball went in behind. Not that much, like, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He would turn that up and controlling the game. Because he was fast, I'd always want me right winger to help me out, big time. Whether that was, I think it was Cody or Anthony. I needed their help big time because they'd double up on me and they just played the ball in behind. And there's only so much you can do about pace, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
try and get myself faster in terms of gym and working with like the strength and conditioning coaches like Jack to try and get faster. And obviously, you've got it or you haven't, you know what I mean? You've seen Anthony rinse Trent the other day for pace.
Yeah.
To be or to be not.
Me did.
We did.
She's got a pen as well, but yeah. There you go.
Corrupt. Anyway, Anthony's rinsed him, Trent, Annie. What can you do about pace, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we were 2-0 up. We got beat 4-3 anyway. A few of the goals came down my side, like. But not because I was just in no man's land, because I needed help with other players, you know. I needed the right winger to get in and help me, you know what I mean? Double up on. Oh, yeah. But the Hawthorns, that's where we played, gutted as well. We got beat 4-3 in the quarters, the Youth Cup. When you're that age, everyone wants to win the Youth Cup. You've just seen United winning at Old Trafford, haven't you? How many thousands were there?
Yeah,
like 70-odd thousands. That's crazy, that, in the Youth Cup under 18s. Like obviously, at that age, what you dream for. Like, we didn't have that many watching, but we still had a fair few watching, and it was at the Hawthorns, and you're walking out the tunnel, and whatever song they have on, or, you know, with red cars, they had whatever on. And, yeah, it was good, but I didn't. When you step up the level, which obviously I never got to, under 23 level, that's when you start playing in the grounds, I think, a little bit more, you know what I mean? But I was lucky enough to play at Goodison. I hit the bar as well in the Youth Cup at Goodison. I imagine if I scored, it's Park End. I hit the bar for like a short corner and whipped in.
Yeah.
And I've, you say, rose like a salmon, like. So I think it did. And I've edited it. I don't know why I haven't slotted, like, you know what I mean? I hit the bar, I don't know if I got under or what, but yeah, I would have loved to score there at Goodison, like.
Do you know, say I gave you the option, right, next season, like, you'll get given a 6-month contract at, like, a League 2 side or win the FA Cup. What would you pick?
Well, I'm 21 in July, and I've seen Everton win a pre-season cup. And you've seen that crap over the road there, winning all sorts, aren't you?
Yeah.
6-month contract when I've been out of football for long, and now I'm working full time. Like, when you're in football, you're training and you're keeping fit, and not like you still don't keep fit, but everything, your little percentages are there when you're in football. Whether that's diet, sleep, everything, who you're hanging around with. But then when you work, you know, at the moment I'm doing nights, and you know, little Tui singing 80s open there at night. If you're a footballer, you're not going there, are you? You know what I mean? Yeah. When you're working on facts, though, innit? Little percentages. So, eating all that, and how long I've been out of football for at a good level professionally for a while, is I'd rather Everton win the FA Cup, to be honest.
It's nice.
Right, so before we finish up, have you got any more questions?
Yeah, I've got two more.
Yeah.
Did you have any superstitions before you played?
Nah, I was got on with it, you know.
Did you? Yeah.
Got tied the laces proper ways and first boots on and that. No. Used to step on the grass one foot at a time, like, obviously, like normal. That's about it. Didn't think about it, like.
Yeah.
Right foot, because I was a right footer, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Left foot was like a golf club. I weren't like, I used to have one down the line with left foot, like. Nah, I didn't have any. Nah, nothing.
And what's your favourite pint?
Pint?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's funny you say that, obviously, 10th pint and all that. It's all like pints. Sorry, lads.
What about a short, like a spirit?
Yeah. You know, I've been having lately, yeah. Malibu, yeah, and pineapple juice. I don't know if you haven't tried it
I've
yet.
had Malibu, but not with pineapple
Weird,
juice.
Be honest.
It wasn't the answer I was expecting. Like,
It's a little bit of fruit.
I'll have to give that a go.
Oh, it's obviously the classic Tisserano and a Coke. You make
Can't go wrong.
That, like,
Nice,
yeah, defo.
nice.
Shout out to Paul there for getting me on that one. Like, who got me on the Malibu? I'm not too sure, but I tried it with lemonade first, but I thought, don't matter, a little bit more flavour. I like a pina colada type of thing, you know, if you're on holiday, a little slushy one or whatever.
Yeah.
Like a fruity thing, like a nice summery one. So I think that, but don't like a pint me.
I've got one more question before we finish up. If you had to give one piece of advice to like a younger footballer, what would it be?
I could go on for ages with this one. Firstly, I just enjoy it. It depends how young you're talking from, when you're 9 or when you're starting the full-time model, 14, say, going into weight deacon or whatever.
Yeah, like at that sort of like that sort of critical period, in it, like 14 to 16.
Just literally enjoy it and just think it mightn't work out, because enjoy the time that you're at it. Because it all goes dead fast and you're like, wow, it's gone. However, do things right. The little percentages, do it right. You know what I mean? If you do slip up, make it better next week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Try and work, do extra. You know what I mean? I walked out of Everton and thought, every time I went in there, I give 100%, obviously, because the type of attitude I had, because I never had it technically that much. I thought if I have it attitude and 100%, and my defending as well, and I give 100% every 90 minutes. And it's good enough, innit? Of course. If you don't have it technically, you don't have it. But just little percentages, just add them up, because they all make 100%. You know what I mean? Just every little thing, just work on it and just enjoy it. Literally, definitely.
It's right, nice one for coming
Thanks a
on.
lot. It's been a pleasure. Yeah.
Where can
Nice
people
one,
find
lads.
you?
Where can people find me? Yeah, quite private on the thingy. Always have been. I haven't been that one on Twitter really. I have a little tweet about the toffees and how the league's corrupt, like the Rodri and ball, you know, all that. Could have been a penny today, defo, 100%. Yeah, try obviously go all the home games, try and go the away games when I can, like. But yeah, on Twitter there, I think Elliot Richards, 1878, isn't it? Don't know, I made that name when I was younger, like 1817. Richards, I'm not sure, but that's where you find me, like. But yeah, nice one for that, lads.
Thanks a lot. And we hope you all enjoyed it. And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, give it a follow. Thanks,
Thanks very much.
Thanks.